The Atlanta Dream named in potential Angel Reese trade amid Brittney Griner's situation. We know she blew up the locker room, right? Griner got benched.
What if I told you that Angel Reese's future in Chicago might already be over, and her next stop could be Atlanta? The rumors say she's the grenade inside the Sky's locker room, and front offices are circling. But why would Atlanta, of all teams, be the perfect fit?
Now, I think we all know at this point, Angel Reese is very likely to not come back to the Chicago Sky. There is a world where she is replacing somebody that played for the Atlanta Dream this year.
Stick with me, because this isn't just about Reese leaving. The future of the Dream's front court might depend on whether she walks in that door. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Reese sparked trade rumors on September the 3rd with her Julie Poe interview on the Chicago Tribune. Although she appears to be a cornerstone for the Sky franchise, expressed that she might have to move into a different direction if the Sky can't improve the roster.
Why are insiders suddenly calling Angel Reese the grenade in Chicago's locker room? Think about that word for a second. A grenade doesn't just sit quietly. It builds tension, it makes people nervous, and once it explodes, the entire room changes. That's the kind of weight her name is starting to carry in conversations about the Sky, and it isn't just about her game on the court. It's about what her presence means in a team that's already dealing with cracks in the foundation. The Sky haven't been shy about their problems. Last season felt like a series of patches thrown on a sinking ship. Role players bounced in and out of the rotation, chemistry never really clicked, and the locker room chatter got louder than the winds.
She blew up her locker room, her teammates can't stand her, so it makes sense, unless the Sky plan on getting rid of everybody, pulled the pin on that grenade and rolled it right into the locker room and let it blow up.
A team that once prided itself on being scrappy and defiant looked shaky and unsure about where it was headed. In that kind of storm, somebody like Reese, who's young and expected to be one of the future cornerstones, ends up at the center of the conversation. And somehow, instead of being secure, her status in Chicago feels one of the most unsettled. You'd think a rookie who carries herself with energy, owns the boards, and fights for every possession would be the type of player a team rebuilds around. But insiders are whispering numbers that don't paint a promising picture. Some have gone as far as saying there's only a 1 in 4 chance she sees out much more time in Chicago. That's wild, considering just a few months ago, her name was supposed to be untouchable. For fans hoping she'd be the franchise player, the one spot of stability, hearing that possibility vanish so quickly hits a nerve. Even analysts like Annie Costable couldn't pin Reese down as a long-term lock.
Activist Annie Costable spoke with Sarah Spain, good Lord, another activist, about the chance that Reese would suit up for the Sky in the 2026 season. It's got to be the most woke podcast, I would guess, in the history of the planet Earth. Costable said, the likelihood of Angel being back in a Sky jersey is between 20 and 30%.
When asked to name future guarantees tied to the Sky, the best anyone could do was mention her as one of a maybe handful who might still be standing in 2026. That alone tells the story. No one can speak with certainty when it comes to Chicago right now, and for a player like Reese, that uncertainty can either mean the team trusts her as their only real piece, or it means she's the trade chip they know has the highest return. Either way, it's unstable ground, and all of this is happening with the clock ticking toward a massive shakeup.
Earlier this month, reported Reese believes there will be a significant overhaul of the Sky roster this winter. The two-time All-Star reportedly thinks she is one of 2 guarantees due to free agency and the double expansion draft that will be held for the Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo, the other being Camila Cardoso on the Chicago roster for 2026.
A double expansion draft with new franchises in Portland and Toronto is looming. That's not one, but 2 teams about to scoop up talent from across the league. Every roster will feel it, but Chicago's already thin group might take the hardest hit. Protecting talent will be impossible without losing someone important. And in a rebuild that hasn't found traction, one wrong move could keep them irrelevant for years. Angel Reese sits right in the middle of that storm, and other teams are clearly watching. This is where Brittney Griner's situation weirdly connects. Griner has been open about retirement possibly arriving sooner than later.
Thinking about hitting up Twitch, what do y'all want to see? Griner asked on Threads. Griner shared on social media that she is considered moving into streaming, specifically on Twitch.
That thought alone reshapes the entire paint battle in the league. Atlanta, specifically, looks like the team staring hardest at that scenario. If Griner does step away, a massive void opens up where her presence once suffocated opponents. And the Dream, already searching for someone to dominate the interior, suddenly find their perfect target in a relentless rebounder like Reese. That's the kind of overlap front offices dream about. Chicago looking shaky, Atlanta hungry for size, and trade talks just waiting to spark.
Now Griner's contract with the Dream has expired, making her an unrestricted free agent. Griner also asked fans on advice on what equipment she should buy for her new streaming venture.
Reese built her reputation on the glass. She crashes boards harder than almost anyone, hunts offensive rebounds, and sets the tone physically. That's exactly what Atlanta has been missing. But Chicago's issue is that her style, while vicious and effective down low, doesn't perfectly mesh with the chaos of their ongoing rebuild. Her presence doesn't automatically fix their scoring droughts or inconsistent backcourt. She's an elite puzzle piece in a box where some of the other pieces are still missing. And that mismatch is why trade rumors sound louder with every passing week. You know what this all sets up? A scenario where one big trade could reset the balance of power. Chicago could flip instability into assets, while Atlanta secures the kind of paint anchor that brings stability to their interior. Reese isn't just another name floating around the trade mill. She looks like a potential solution for a dream team that's been outmuscled down low far too often. If Griner steps aside, Reese stepping in feels almost like a natural progression, and that makes Atlanta's situation all the more urgent. Angel Reese right now feels like a headache for Chicago but a dream solution for Atlanta. The sky can't decide if she's their future or their ticket to more pieces. At the same time, the Dream could see her as exactly what they've been missing in the paint. So here's the real question. If Brittney Griner walks away from the game, is Reese the one ready to step in and change the identity of Atlanta? Let me know down in the comments, would trading Angel Reese be a disaster for the Sky, or the smartest move Atlanta ever makes?